Hello, everybody. And Wonko, thank you for the follow. Oh. All right, we're just going to give it a minute for people to join in. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Looking at this beautiful Myrmidon Navy issue. And Aguma, hello. How are you doing today? Is the music too loud, too quiet? Is Eve too loud, too quiet? Let me know. Am I too loud, too quiet? Welcome to the stream, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We're going to have, I hope, a fun time tonight. We're going to have... Eve does, in fact, have music, but what you should be hearing is, White Bat Audio. It's a synthwave music producer. Awesome guy. See, I don't like the new Eve music. Not as much. So there's actually a setting inside of the Eve setting to override the dynamic music with the classic Eve music. And I have that on all the time. I love it. Oh, and there's also, where is it? It's in gameplay. Use classic map. CCP knows. CCP knows. All right. We're gonna get ourselves started here. Now, a friend of mine wants me to make a skin for him, so we're gonna kind of go through that. It's not gonna take too long. It's gonna be based off of one of designs that I've done for him before. So I'm gonna grab this Nyx to start off with, and I'm actually going to turn off all my OPSEC chat channel stuff for this. Don't let me forget to turn it back on before I close SKINR, because that would be funny. Hey, Bogey, thank you for the follow. So my friend, he wants a skin for the worm. That was what he wanted, right? Let me check. No, it was for the hawk. Potato, right? All right, so we are going to work on this skin for him. And I might need to, I'm definitely going to need to adjust it. I'm gonna do that. We're gonna set this to 90 degrees just so it's even. It's almost kind of like a reverse Halcyon Dawn or something like that. And what's this? I'm actually gonna push this forward a bit more and going to angle it. Nope. Angle it. I just can't win. I'm going to angle it that way. There we go. Now I'm going to push it forward. Make that angle a little stronger. Let me know if the music is a little loud. I'm going to turn it down just a tad. Let me know if you liked it or not, the way that it was. I'm going to push this like that. And then I'm gonna leave this at 90 degrees. No, that was working for it. There we go. All right, and then we've got like these wing design here. I'm gonna try and keep it stretched out. Prominent, bring the wings in so that way they're a little prominent. And I'm gonna adjust these angles here. What if I do that? I want to avoid it on this rotating thing because that does not look very nice. There we go. So how's everyone doing today? We are going to start our day off with some SKINR here. Like I said, a friend of mine, he wanted a ship skin. I design ship skins. So I am fulfilling his request. How does that look to you all? My in-game name is Lynn Rankin. I'm gonna go ahead and hello. Let me see here. Pushing all the wrong buttons. And why is that scaled so large? I'm not that important. So that's my in-game name. Just because I don't want to turn all the OPSEC stuff up. Hello! How are you, Lyra? Lyra? Is it Lyra or Lyra? How does this skin look to you all? I think it's pretty nice, and I'm going to send off a couple screenshots here to my friend. See what he thinks. And then we'll get the OPSEC stuff back on. I personally think this looks pretty cool. What do you guys think? All right, I'm gonna get my OPSEC stuff turned back on. We're gonna call this the Gilded Hawk. There we go. I like the SKINR system. I know it's pretty controversial. I think that's to put it lightly. Also, I wonder if this is a little too harsh. Yeah, that almost seemed a little too harsh on the light. I don't know. Do you guys like myself washed out? We'll see. I like the SKINR system. I get to make some pretty cool designs. And I mostly do it for my friends. They don't have the SKINR skills And I think the big drawback is the fact that it costs Plex in order to make. Like this, see where I need to lean. This skin costs 110 Plex, and it takes 2 days to make. It's pretty bleh. Played with it a little bit. It definitely seems to have a lot of functionality. Yep. Also, what is wrong with my chat box? It always seems to happen when I push the wrong button. Let me see if I can... I think I know what happened there. Let me go into my settings. You guys are going to see the little chat window over on the left side of the screen. Freak out. Why did it set it to... Okay. I'm going to set that to that. There we go. All the chats are back. And why are they fading like that? That's so weird. That is so weird. I can see your chats instantly on screen. Maybe it doesn't like that. All right, we're going to see what happens. Okay. I think that liked it. I think it liked the new number I put in. There we go. Cool. So yeah, the SKINR system, it has a lot of functionality with it. I've created some pretty skins. I'll turn the OpSec. No, I did not want to turn that off. There we go. And why did that turn off? Anyways, now I've got my follower goal in front of it. I have here some nice skins, like a cherry blossom themed bar guest. Of course, it doesn't have the little cherry blossom petals floating behind it or anything, but yeah. I created this Redeemer skin for one of my friends. Kind of in that same gilded line. Created this golem for a friend of mine. And I like doing this because I get to work with my friends. I get to kind of see what they're interested in. Really work with them. And it's not just me putting together something and going, here you go. I really do work with them and have a good time. Making sure it's what they want, kind of understanding their vision. So that way they have a skin that they can fly around in for a long time. And then I make skins for myself just to kind of have fun and test the SKINR system. So I wanted to make something that looked frozen, so to speak. So yeah. And then this one I was messing around with what was possible with the new Baba Roga. So I went with like a poison dart frog type of theme with that. Let's see. This was another skin, another Redeemer skin I made for a friend. So I like how some of the metallics kind of blend in at certain angles, so you never really know what is chrome or iron versus white. It's great stuff. Let's see. Here's some more of that gilded that we just put on the Hawk. Kind of applying that to different ship types. And of course, I've got a whole bunch of slow themed ships here. Though surprisingly, I don't have one for the Talwar. I do not have one for the Talwar. let's make one for the Talwar. It's our most loved ship entirely of everything. So we're going to call this Gilded not Gilded, the Slow Talwar. And then we're going to have some fun with this. Try to make it not look like... Yeah, try to make it not look like it's a Goonswarm bee. And yes, we do have red in our paint scheme. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Citric Substitute there. And then just a subtle red. There we go. And I like these designs. They're a lot cheaper. There we go. Only 30 plex, so definitely you have to be flying these a lot in order to justify spending 30 plex worth of plex on a skin. But it's custom themed to that of your alliance. Or just a creative outlet. Like, I created this one for someone. I just love how crazy creative you can get with the SKINR system. And then we've got this same skin on a Nyx instead. And then on a Hulk. Was that a set pattern or did you paint the stars and stripes? I actually painted the stars and stripes. So quote unquote painted. These are two separate patterns that are working together on this particular skin. So I have this side swipe pattern here, and then this starfield pattern. So that's what I'm using for this. Now I did have to get creative with doing the hell, because the pattern will actually go through the hull, the little overlap here, and then you'll see it underneath here. So that was the biggest part for me to figure out how to not get that to happen. And that comes to the pattern application areas. So like if I turn that on, and it's messing up because some things are just don't exist with this particular skin anymore, weirdly enough. But you can see the stars kind of bleeding through there. So yeah, it looks like a color no longer exists. That's weird. So if I look at this, yeah, there's a white color that just no longer exists in the game anymore. Thanks, CCP. Probably someone paid money for that. So if I... That is weird. Or maybe it was just me messing with the pattern. It can be finicky, especially when you're messing with a pattern. But yeah, that was good stuff. Look, good little distraction, and we'll see if what my friend thinks of it. And then I'm going to turn my OPSEC stuff back on. We're going to go ahead and close SKINR. And then we are going to have a relaxing little time. At least I hope it's relaxing. And I'm going to bring this down a little. Bring this down a little. There we go. Eventually I want to develop some sort of chat box for the stream that looks like a local window. I think that would be kind of funny. Volume level's okay. Music not too bad. Eve, not too quiet. Could be a little louder. What do you guys think? And why is motion blur on? Oh, depth of field. That's one thing I don't like about the SKINR system, is it forces depth of field on. Me personally, I don't like depth of field. All right. We are going... Make sure I have enough clones down here. Can I install a clone here? There we go. Make sure I have a clone down here for future fun. I'm going to go grab my scanning ship. Oh, I missed this in Alliance chat. Someone was asking if I do skin designs. Let's see. Hey Lynn, how much for a Caldari Navy style prospect skin? Let me look. So we're going to stick in SKINR for a little bit longer. And this was a skin that one of my friends made, I think. Hi, Risk. All right, what is... Yeah, Ray, that's a really good skin. I like that. See, you can get really creative with the designs on this. You know, Ray, I could see about trying to put this on. Ray, I don't know if you're watching the stream. Hi, Zooty. Let's see if we can apply it. Interesting. Well, that's because of the stars up here. So we would have to... Yeet. I have great ideas for designs, but know nothing about the tool. Honestly, the best way you can learn the tool is literally by playing. Literally playing with it. We're going to try 90 degrees on that. Kind of move that up. Shift it. Nope. Was fine where it was. Shift it just a little. I'm actually going to shift it down just a tad. Oh, you know what? I think we're going to actually rotate. We're going to rotate it like this a bit. And then raise it up. Maybe. Let's actually try scaling it. Having some fun with SKINR. At this point, I almost should rename the stream that we're doing SKINR stuff. Ooh, that could be nice. No, I don't like that. I'm gonna tell Ray, get your butt in stream. There we go. I don't like what it's doing back here. Maybe we'll go back to 90. Okay, let's see where this pattern is. It's right there. Let's see if we can make this a bit more prominent. I need Ray in the stream so that way he knows I'm plagiarizing / tweaking creative something or other protection his skin. It does weird things up here. I don't like that. Let's see. All right, so Risk Breaker, you wanted a Keldari Navy themed prospect skin. I think we can do that. So I'm going to leave this as a work in progress for the O and I. And then once I see that Ray gets his butt in stream, take a look at that. And I'm going to go ahead. We're just going to do SKINR for a little bit. So a Keldari Navy themed prospect. Before we look at the prospect, let's look at a Heron Navy issue as inspiration so we can kind of see what the patterns look like. Kind of see what colors we're dealing with. So grays, blues, navy. Okay. All right, now let's look at a prospect. Let's see what patterns we have available to us. I know there's literally a digi-camo style. I don't think... Yeah. What is that? Nope. I thought there was a digi-camo. I have a bunch of different styles. But nothing that lets me... Nothing yet, because I'm probably blind. Here's something. Data fragmentation. That might get us a little bit of what we're looking for. We're going to scale this up. We're going to offset it over here. There we go. And we're actually going to add another one just on the opposite side. So we're going to scale this up to a 1.04. We're going to rotate it around. And we are going to go -9.4 to kind of mirror this. All right, so now we need to find the blues. Deeper, deeper. Getting close, I think. Yeah, wrong direction. That's Galente. Oh, let's see. Wonder if we look in this. We don't necessarily need it to be matte. Let's see. I think we had kind of a winner kind of in this area here. Closer. Yeah, that's where we went off the rails. This might be the closest there that we can get. Let's try the Oceanic Serpent Gloss. On both sides. And then here, let's see if we can find like a dark concrete. Needs to be darker. Ooh. That might be something. Hold on. We're going to do this on both sides. And then we are going to do one of these dark grays. We're getting somewhere. All right, I'm going to turn on OPSEC for that really quick. All right, I thought Risk Breaker was chatting in Alliance. What do you think of that, Risk Breaker? This is kind of a start. What do you think of this? The only thing I can kind of think of, if you don't like this, is flipping it. So going... I'm literally forgetting what I'm... Okay, so Dark Abyss Satin on the sides. And Barbican Eclipse Matte in the middle. Little more light on the gray. Okay. Let's see if we can do that. A little too light. Wrong direction, wrong direction. Very wrong direction. Totally wrong color. Alright, so we might, as far as grays go, I think this is the next shade up. What do you think of that? Or do you want to see the gray kind of in the middle? I'm just looking in Alliance chat. Someone filamented from Jita into our own Sovnol. That's funny. That is funny. So yeah, this stream just accidentally turned into a SKINR stream. I'm not mad at that. Let's see if we can bring out that middle. Go one shade lighter and flip it. Okay. One shade lighter on the gray and flip it. So we're going to do Barbican on the outside. All right, this was that color. Okay, this is that color there, flipped. What do you think of that? I don't need this tall one. All right, so how much does it cost to make skins, so forth? So this particular one costs 60 plex. So thanks to the good old CCP market, the global plex market, 5.5 mil, that's not bad. So 60, 5.5. So this would be 333 mil before the materials, because each of these cost ISK as well. But it's actually a relatively cheap skin. One, I already have this, so that costs nothing. So most of the cost beyond the 60 plex is probably going to come from the patterns and then how much this costs. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go shopping. So I'm going to save this skin. The Caldari Navy Prospect. Oh, just one character short. Really? The Caldari Navy Prospect. So we're going to save that skin. Yeah, we got local. It's all blue. Now we're going to jump back up to Jita. Oh, where is my Jita clone? I don't care about this one. Now we're going to pull that skin back up. The Caldari Navy Prospect. And we are going to see how much each of these are. So 3 mil each for the patterns. I honestly wouldn't even charge for that. And then 3 mil each for that. Okay, so for this, high risk. All right, so I'm actually going to turn the background on for that so it's a little easier to read. So this is 60 plex. The material to actually make it, like this stuff, the curve sequencers, this is pennies. Pennies. I don't even charge that. So for me to make this skin, what I do is I look at the materials, what's going to go into it. And then what I do is I take a 15% margin of ISK. So this one is there still the calculator? Yes, there is. Lovely. So we go take a look at Plex, since all the other material is basically free. I just eat that at the margin. 5.55 times 60 times 15. So all it would cost is 60 Plex and 50 mil in order for me to make this for you. And then if you have the Plex, then all you need to do is just contract that over and pay me 50 mil. So that's how I run my service. That's mostly to compensate for this time thing right here. So there's two ways to kind of go about that. I can buy the Plex on your behalf if you don't have it, and then it would just be the 333 plus 50 mil. I don't typically do broker fees. But if you have the Plex, we can do it the Plex plus ISK way. So yeah. And then the way that works once I actually get the skin made is it'll show up here in my unactivated skins. I'll right click it, sell it, and what I'll do is I'll list it directly to you. Yeah, we can flip the colors again. For 1 ISK. And then it'll just show up down here in the exclusive listings for you. So let's go ahead and load that back up and flip it. Flip the colors. So we're going to do that. I think those were the colors. Maybe? Yeah, I think those were the colors. Give you kind of a spin around. Hey mate, I really love your stream and enjoy being part of your fan community. Would you mind adding me up on Discord? My username is SnackAttack5. I can see about that. Is this the part where I lose all my credit cards? How do I add people? How do I find you? I'll have to figure that out later. If you would like, friend, what you can do is you can head on over to slow-community.com. Let me see if I can find my text thing. slow-community.com, and then there's going to be a link to join Discord. You can join our Slow Discord, and then I'll be able to find you from there because I can't find you on Discord. Or I'm just stupid. Very likely. Very likely. I'm actually going to hide that. I seem to be typing text a lot more right now. All right. So Risk, what do you think of the inverted? The flipped version. Hello, Kizo. How's it going? It's going good here. How about you, friend? just to... Apparently this is a Skinner stream. I started the stream by making a skin for one of my alliance mates. By the way, he likes the skin. And then it started into showcasing all sorts of different skins. And now we're making a skin for another alliance mate. Looking good. I think one last thing would be stretch out the center pattern a bit to get that digital pattern a little more. So kind of scrunch that in or scrunch it out. So we can do in or out, or maybe I'm catching on what you're thinking. That's the wrong way to do it. That's also the wrong way to do it. I cannot think of how that dark blue out towards the edge. Got it. So stretching it out. So right here on both sides. So I'm looking at 26.2. That's 27. All right. How's that look? Feeling good. I got my white monster. Good friends. Good people. Send it. All right. So I've got enough Plex for this right now. So send me the Plex when you can. I'm going to go ahead and get this in the oven. I need to go to the main trade hub so I can get some of the materials. Okay, I'll stop dancing. All right, where's that bookmark? There we go. We're gonna make a skin. And then I've got to price out that one skin for the other guy. Like I said, he liked it. All right, and then that was 50 mil, I think. Oh, thank you for that little extra on top. All right. And there I go again, Kizo. Saying all right like crazy. It's debilitating at this point. We're going to grab one of these. We're going to grab two of these. More info on faction warfare. I can do that. We actually took a full battlefield last night. I don't know if you saw us take the battlefield, but all right, we need Plex. No, I need to activate these. That's what I need to do. There we go. There we go. Last call. Looks good. Looks good, Risk. You like it? Kind of giving you that spin around. All right, I've got that in the oven. To get that Plex, what you do is you go to your Plex wallet, hold shift and drag it out. And then you just right click and then create a contract to Lynn Rankin. But yeah, I had plenty of Plex, so I've got it in the oven. So when you get that figured out, it's all good. It is all good. Do you need to be at a station? I don't think you need to. You might need to. I'm not sure. I am very paranoid about Plex in my cargo hold. Oh, no. I don't need to be at the same station. Plex is... Plex can be accepted anywhere. So if you send over a contract for Plex and I accept it, it goes immediately into my Plex wallet. It doesn't like hang out randomly in Korsiki with my frozen food. Why do I have frozen food over there? Anyways. So what are we going to do today? What are we going to do today other than make more skins? And there's the depth of field again. There's a bug. Every time you open SKINR, it automatically turns on depth of field. I've reported it to CCP. But yeah. Speaking of CCP, I am a EVE Online partner. I can make that look a little better, a little nicer. I am an EVE Online partner. Oh, that looks even worse. There we go. So, if you go to the EVE Online store, you can use Slow Community at checkout, and it's just a way to say thank you. But if you go to the Marky Dragon store, you get 3% off for the same stuff. So yeah, sorry, little plug. There we go. Gonna save that. How's that look? Kind of garbage. A lot of garbage. And that's what it looks like. Yeah, that looks like a lot of garbage. But anyways, gonna leave that there for now. I'm looking for active discords that I can join so I can join in some fleets, but I haven't found an active one yet other than yours. Not looking to leave your current corp. So, if you are looking to get into that faction warfare, we actually have in our public channel on Slow, we have 4 people running around doing faction warfare right now in our public channel. So you don't even need to be in our corporation to fly with us. So and you can find that at slow-community.com. Let's see. And then if you're in Mimitar Faction Warfare, you can fly with us. Have some fun. we are looking at doing some fun things. There's NPSI stuff that we have planned. And NPSI is not purple shoot it, which means you shoot everything that is not inside your fleet. Within reason. If you don't want to shoot your corp mates, you don't have to. It avoids drama. Let's see. Trying to think of the best way. Yeah. Slow is probably, selfishly, biased. Probably going to be the best bet for some of that stuff for an active area. We keep an active public section. And then... oh, where did Matt go? Oh, I know where Matt went. So, my friends in Slow, they are practicing for the Alliance tournament right now. I don't think the practice was announced. Thank you, friend. There we go. So, I'll explain how the skin gets to you afterwards. So I don't think a practice was announced, or I am just silly. Otherwise I would probably be practicing with them right now. I'm not... if I'm on the B team, if I'm on the bench, does that count as me being on the Alliance tournament team this year? If I'm on the bench warmers? I'm gonna bet all my points in a Punisher rush again. I gotta bet my... That was a really big pot. That was a really big pot when Slow was fighting. I love just how surprised everyone was with our performance. I say our as in I did something, but I didn't. But yeah, does it count that I'm on the Alliance tournament team if I'm just a bench warmer? If I'm just the B team, last resort if someone drops dead? What do you guys think? I think no. I think I'm a token on there. Yep. That was a really fun play. That was a really fun play. We have the recording up on our Slow YouTube channel. It's great. Okay, so Risk. And I apologize for the car driving by if you heard it. Your skin. So it's in the oven right now. Little before this time tomorrow. So 2200-ish. This skin will be done. It'll show up in my unactivated skins. I'll right click it and sell it. And I assume you want it on that tune Risk Breaker, right? If you want it on a different skin or on a different character, that's fine too. What I'll do is I'll send a 1 ISK order over to that character, and then all you have to do is come over to Paragon Services, Ship SKINR, Paragon Hub, and you'll find it all the way at the bottom called Exclusive Listings. And then that's where you pay the 1 ISK. This way, neither of us has to pay the very silly taxes on this. Now, actually, I'm getting like 2 mil in taxes just for even a 1 ISK listing. But that way you don't have to pay taxes on something you already paid for. So your Plex and money goes further. It's a little slower that way, but I like it. It allows me to connect a little more with the people that I make skins for. I like it. Allows me to kind of go have fun, have a more personal. Each skin is almost unique. I made this one for Matt. He wanted to make himself seem like he was just a rich money bag. Now this skin did actually cost a lot, but yeah. Oh, speaking of this skin, I'm actually going to go full screen for this. Speaking of that skin, I made a Taco Bell like classic theme skin. I've not built it or sold it or anything yet. I don't even have it, but it's for the Deluge and I love it. It's got that classic Taco Bell kind of theme around it. The classic 90s bell. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Ooh, Ray. Ray has a Taco Bell. But do you have the 90s Taco Bell? Do you have the Ray? Do you have the 90s Taco Bell, Ray? Ray, what is your thoughts on the SKINR system? Never tried 90s taco. That was a vibe. It really was a vibe back then. What's your take on the SKINR system? You seem to make a lot of skins. I do like this. I do like this. That's a nice skin. Yeah, I wish it had a few more features too. I can't really think of a feature right now. Actually, I wish it had a hologram slot. I wish it had a spot where you could have hologram patterns. And it's just the patterns. You can color it whatever you want for free. Of course, saying free with CCP doesn't work in the same sentence. Sorry, CCP. That and working on the engine lightings. Can't you add logos and such? Yes, you can. The way that logos are added inside, they're not through SKINR. They're not through SKINR. So what you do is you go to a trade hub, or sometimes there's other places. Where is it here? Where is the silly Paragon store? I'm just going to use a bookmark. Oh, that bookmark's gone. Fun. So to get logos added onto your ship, and yeah, I don't see CCP giving us the ability to modify something like this, where the lines or the cell shading, I guess, change colors depending on the warp state. Like you'll see that this color changes here as I come out of warp. Yeah. I don't see CCP letting us have the wheels to that. I don't really see profit in it, but I enjoy making skins as a secondary activity while doing other stuff in EVE. And once in a while, through experimentation, I find something I like. That's fair. That's fair. I can safely say that I've at least made back the skills, because those skills are hefty, very hefty, very expensive. Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, I see your ping. The Python. I saw your ping there, Risk. Like that skin I posted in the slow Discord. I should be able to. Let's open that in a browser. And let me turn on display. It's not gonna. Oh, here we go. There we go. So this is what Risk posted in the slow Discord. So Python. I love it. You want to know what's even better? If we go look at Pythons, Python, we go look at losses. Slow killed the very first Python. I love it. We killed the very first Python. It just showed up. The funny thing with this, and I promise we're going to get to your question about how to add logos onto your ship. The funny story with this, we have no footage of it. I make fun of Czar every time. We have no footage of this. The reason for it is I wasn't feeling the best. I was kind of down with the flu, something around that time. Just could not keep my eyes open. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to bed early, guys. Have a good night. So I hop off and I'm still awake, just laying in bed at this point. And yeah, I probably would have made it on that kill if I stayed up 20 minutes later. So what ended up happening was I'm lying in bed. I'm just doom scrolling on my phone, just lying down. And then I'm saying ping, 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 ping. And my Discord's weird. I get it on a delay. So I look and Discord was popping off. Everyone was pinging. Everyone was going nuts. Everyone was going crazy. I'm like, what? I've been off for like 20 minutes. What are you talking about? Literally, the minute that I disappear, that I log off, a Python shows up in our CSS. Our ESS. Whew, CSS, what the? Our ESS. And he's acting silly. He's acting with super confidence. This tune, I don't think it's actually in use anymore. I don't think it's actually in use anymore. Yeah, we killed it and he stopped using that character. He literally skill injected onto this tune just to use the Python. Yeah, so as soon as he got it, he just spun up a brand new tune, just solo dropping everything that he could in sight. And then people underestimate slow sometimes. Hey, thank you for the follow, Supreme Chicken. So I then get up out of bed. I go to Discord and I'm like, please tell me you guys recorded that. And they didn't. They didn't. We got the first Python kill in history. And they didn't record it. Czar, I know you're not watching. You might watch the VOD. You might not watch the VOD. But I love you. I gotta teach you how to record some Eve. But yeah. So, and this thing was blinged out. I forget what the abyssals were. Only one of the abyssals dropped, and it was like a really, really good roll. No, a couple of the gyros dropped too. Yeah. I need to sneeze. I'm gonna mute and turn my camera off real quick. All right, I might be okay. I might be okay. My sneezes kind of come in threes, or at least two, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, Ray, that 15% margin and kind of just making myself available to making skins for people. That's kind of how I've made it work for me, and I've at least made back what I put into the skills. And honestly, I actually kind of feel bad for... I'm glad that the people that I made skins for love the skins. Looking at my skins that I made before to now, I could have made better skins. So I'm really thankful for them. I'm slightly guilty that they paid for that, and I've developed my skills a whole lot better. But anyways, to finally answer the question on how to get a logo onto your ship. I don't think there's anything for the Corvette, but we'll just get that just in case. So what you do is you come to a Paragon Fulfillment Center anywhere inside of New Eden. They have them in Hack, Jita. They're all over the place. In fact, if we look at Paragon, look at stations, you can look at the Paragon Corporation, and you can see where they have a station. And at every one of these stations, there is a loyalty point store. And this is where you can spend your Evermarks. So, oh, there is an Alliance emblem for the Ibis. For you, my friend. I'm going to spend my Evermarks on that. So now, to turn on that Alliance logo, all you need to do is open up your fitting window, go to personalization, go to emblems, and turn on the logo. I love how it's on the forehead. It's on the forehead of the thing. Now I have to use that every time I hop into my Corvette. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. All right. So, the one friend who we built the Hawk skin for, he likes it. So I need to get him a quote. So we're going to build a quote together, friends. 4 mil. I'm not going to charge him for the patterns. Not going to charge him for that. This is where I typically have to charge him. Oh no, the Seraphim Gold is actually pretty cheap. I'm not going to charge him for that. I already have that. Ooh, he lucked out. All he has... Faceplant the logo into the enemy. Yes! Thank you, Sean. So, oh, I'm going to turn display capture off. You don't need me. You don't need to see that. So, 110 plex. Do, do, do. Plus 90 mil. There we go. So we've got that quote out for that guy. Yeah, we just spent an hour doing SKINR stuff. That has been the stream. And I wanted to go do exploration. Instead, we're doing this. I crashed last night. How did the stream go? The stream went well. The stream went well. Would have been better with you. Love you, Loki. I wondered what happened. Just ram people. Like Sean said. Ram the slow logo into people. It'll go well. I promise. That is just so ridiculous looking. Undocking. Oh. I just touched the scroll wheel. Is the EU audio a little too low? Like the warp drive active and whatnot? Could the E volume be a little higher for you all? How's that? Is that overtaking the music or? Right on, buddy. Right on. I hope life is treating you well, Sean. That logo is just too funny. And it's just in your face. We are going to have fun. Mandated fun. Do I have SKINR materials down in? Yes, we do. I'll need to send you the pics. The place I'm at had their 50th anniversary on Friday. That's awesome. That is awesome. So let me see what I need from the market for this skin. So I need 3.75 Kerr sequencers. Fermionic sequencers. And then I just need these patterns. I have a feeling he's going to buy it, so I'm just going to go ahead and get it in the oven. And if he ends up not buying it, I'm going to start flying Hawks a little bit more. He's never not bought one of my skins, though. I'm pretty proud of this skin. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, those are some good pictures. That's great. That is wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. I obviously can't show it up on stream because there's people's faces and stuff, but right on. Now I'm just OCD marking every channel as red on the slow Discord. Looks like they've got a decent number of people for the practice. They didn't even start the practice until just now. All right. So I don't think you guys answered the question. So I'm on the B team for the Alliance tournament this year. Basically meaning I'm a bench warmer. So if someone drops dead, I sit in their place. Does that mean I'm on the Alliance tournament team? Or am I not on the Alliance tournament team? I don't think I am. Because I'm just there in case someone dies. Oh, they do get rings. I didn't know that. Yes, you're on the team. All right, so hold on. Yep, I am on the team this year. Apparently now. Yeah, if no one or if someone drops dead, no shows to the tournament or something, and then all the other bench people get up there too, then I'm up on the team. Let's see. There we go. Get that over here. I'm on the Alliance tournament team for slow benchwarmer edition. So yeah, no, it is this weekend. This weekend and next weekend is the feeder rounds. So this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, if someone's not able to join in, I could potentially, well, I have a lot more people in front of me on the benches, but if someone drops dead, I might be like Logi or something. If enough people drop dead, I'm on the team. I'm on the A team. So yeah. Cool. Well, I am going to get this skin in the oven. There we go. Now we can go do something fun or relaxing. Whoa, that spin. There we go. I'll tell you what though, training versus the actual thing, vastly different. I was terrified the first feeder fight. I think all the adrenaline going, for those of you who don't know, Sean was on our Alliance tournament team last year. I think it's a lot of like nerves and jitters and excitement and all that, and that kind of plays into it. So definitely you are not in the wrong for having a terrified feeling, so to speak. Excuse me. Monster makes me burp. Any Black Ops? Is it Black Ops? What's Black Ops this year? Oh, I did not get the Black Ops can. I don't play Black Ops, but I know one of you probably does. I was going to give you my code. But I picked the one monster can that did not have the Black Ops promotion on it. Oh well. Sorry. How much are these? I do not care about these. Oh, I know what I can do. You've been playing Stellaris. I've not played Stellaris in a long time. In fact, one thing that I'm going to be doing for a future stream. Let's see if I get potted here by this tornado. Guess not. What I'm going to be doing for a future stream is I'm going to be playing the Sins of a Solar Empire game with the EVE Online mod. So yeah. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. So what I am going to do is I'm going to remove one of those clones down there. Going to jump to an empty clone. What ship we buy? Well, Jason, we're not buying any ship because I've already got a ship back home. We're going to filament to a random nullsec. And we're going to do some exploration. That is what we are going to do. Yep, frigate. I've already got some stuff in here. I'm going to go ahead and clean this a little bit. What else do I have in here? I think that is all that I need to keep in here. Put that in there. We're going to go filament somewhere. Oh, turn my follower goal back on. We are 7 followers away from our goal. What was funny was Twitch was like, for your viewer count, we recommend doing 40. Let's see if we have a good safe somewhere. I was playing back when the goons infiltrated the Band of Brothers. That is an awesome story. That is an awesome story. I love reading about that in Empires of Eve. I know it probably was a lot different. It was a lot different of a feeling. We're gonna get ourselves a filament bookmark. It was a lot different of a feeling actually being part of it. Honestly, I miss those days. I started playing around 2011, 2012, 2013. Those were some great memories for me. Those are great memories for me. I was also back in college when I could just play EVE all day, lose myself to it. I remember EVE was my first MMO. It was my first MMO that I started playing, and I was hanging out in Amar Highsec, literally in Amar. And I'd never experienced such whiplash before. And what I'm talking about is, I was on the Amar undock. I was just being a little turd, trying to suspect bait, all that. And I just started looking at the undock, and I saw all the ships coming and going. And then I had the weirdest moment. All those ships coming and going were players. Just doing whatever. Doing whatever. They undock, they leave. I don't know where they went. They're having their own emergent thing. Someone's hauling for something. Someone's hauling something and really hoping someone doesn't notice. Some people are going off to go PvPing. All that stuff. It was a great, amazing time. That was when I started becoming aware of just the presence of other players outside of like my own fleet. So back when POS is hardly back when player-owned structures, player-owned stations is hardly existed in any of 0-0, much less effing station. I loved how rare outposts were. It was special when you found it and set up an outpost system. It was something else. I remember, because you mentioned you were in CVA at the time. When I first started diving into nullsec, it was in Providence. So it was the NRDS space, all that. What ended up happening was it was something else, just living out of a Mimitar outpost. It was great. I loved every minute of that. Now, I love that we have a Keep Star. I'm going to go look at it really quick. I love that we have a Keep Star. I really do. Huge achievement for Slow that we built this. Huge achievement. But honestly, there's just way too damn many Keep Stars now. Too many Keep Stars. Too many Fortizars. We've got a Fortizar over here. We've got a bunch of stations all on grid with each other. Building like a network. I love the industrial park, but still. Yeah, it's just something else. Yeah, the Death Stars with the Titan with its butt sticking out so you could jump off it. Yep. All right. Let's filament. I need to be in a fleet. There we go. There we go. I'm in a fleet of 1. Now we can filament. So we're just going to go exploring. Having a good time. Wormhole space was something else. I lived out of Apostic for like 3 weeks. And is it bad that I kind of miss that you need to upgrade your clone? You don't need to do that anymore, and I kind of miss it. Flashbang! Alright, so we got some people hanging out in here. Catch. Let's scan some of this stuff down. The amount of people losing skills. Yep. I tell you what, though. You lose skills once, you very rarely forget to upgrade your pod ever again. I think after I lost my first skill points because I didn't upgrade my pod, I think I only lost it one other time. Yeah, you don't lose the Tech 3 skills anymore. That's why it's kind of slept on. If you go to the subsystems, these are still ×1 skills. They got rid of the ability to lose these skill levels, but they didn't proportionally increase the training time. So I went and I got all the subsystem skills to level 5 because there's no way that's going to stay like that forever. CCP is going to probably have to look at that and go, oh, maybe we should make those skills a little harder to train. Found our first little site. I remember when we were in Morris's Miji. I am not familiar with that. And I know it's not typing that right now, but we're also flying the Goons, and we jumped off one of their Titans, and a Hurricane Squad and Bomber Brigade instantly killed. Simpler times. Simpler, funner times. Now you get stories of Zarzak, suicide, whatchamacallit, suicide, I'm blanking on the word entirely, interdictors, bubble the fleet into the death zone, and then Fraternity loses an entire nightmare fleet to the black hole death zone. And then a few weeks later, oh, we're going to make it so that way alliances don't go through Zarzak much anymore by adding a 8-hour timer every time you enter Zarzak, which completely killed that entire... Oh, found the node. Completely killed that entire system. 71 mil. Nice. Made it completely irrelevant. Irrelevant. That's the word. Honestly, if you are going to go into Zarzak and use it as like a highway system, you need to be prepared to deal with people that are going to bubble your fleet into the black hole death zone. Instead, big alliances didn't want to deal with it. So they complained to CCP, and CCP removed basically any reason to go there. But yeah. Yeah, that was a pain in the butt in getting into Tech 3 Tengu and then losing it and then having to retrain effing level 5 skills all over again. Yep. I forgot all the time and had to, for some reason, it liked advanced weapons. I've had to keep it to level 5. You remember we're getting Battlecruiser to level 5 so you didn't train the individual faction about Cruiser to level 5? I do. I remember when the Destroyer and Battlecruiser skills were just called Destroyer and Battlecruiser. There was no Amar, Kildari, or anything like that. So when they announced, hey, we're going to be doing this, I spent a lot of time getting Battlecruiser to level 5, and I felt really good about myself when I woke up the next morning on patch day and I saw Minmatar Battlecruiser 5, Keldari Battlecruiser 5. It was great. It was real great. So yeah, we are just in Sigma grind set space. Taking care of the exploration sites they don't want to do. There's the core. We already made quite a bit with a single site. And who knows? We might get an escalation just like we did last night in slow space. I'm going to bounce off of this, aren't I? Nope. Oh, spoke too soon. Having a good time today. Ooh, am I gonna get disconnected? Nope. And there's all sorts of stuff around here. There's the core. All right, so from this single site, we collected 84 mil from this single site. Very good. Let's see if we can find any more. Jason, are you aware of the 4AU rule with scanning? So the 4AU rule, most of the time, cosmic signatures will always be, most of the time, not always, most of the time, signatures will be within 4AU of a planet, an asteroid belt, moon, NPC station, whatnot. Just like this one. So you can save a lot of time scanning just by putting your probes on a planet. So this is a detected one. So these are detected ones, which means that they are from a system upgrade. Which means there's a chance to get an escalation. I should have paused to grab that. There's the node. Oh, wow. Right there. Right there, right near the start. No, I'm not going to post it to Reddit. They'll make fun of me. Literally, there's a whole checklist. In fact, I'm going to see if I can find it. Yeah, let me see if I can find it after this can. What was... Oh, so I had, I found the node, like, right here. The hacking node right here. And normally there's a joke over on Reddit regarding finding the system core, like, right near the beginning. Do. Yep, a little bit within. Yeah, of an object floating in space. Yep. There's the core. How's the stream quality? How's the stream quality? Good thing to ask. Almost 2 hours into the stream. All these years and didn't know. If it makes you feel any better, Sean, I basically only found out like a year ago on how to properly do exploration, scanning, and hacking. If that makes you feel any better. And I've been playing since 2011. I make more with relic sites. Like, I had no idea that all these nodes, the 6 hex rule, existed. That all these nodes that I went to are completely safe to navigate to. And in the one instance where it's not, that means, so like, let's say if this node was not safe, that means the system core is within one of these nodes right here. So I ended up flying for Wildly Inappropriate and Goons, and then I transferred over to Goon Squad. Nice. As far as big alliances go, let's check. Oh, I was not tracking my health. Damn it. As far as big alliances go, I was in Podlands. So my corporation was in Podlands R Us, and we were part of Initiative Mercenaries. the kind of beginner corporation to in it. No, it was the Noob Alliance for Initiative. So it wasn't Init Mercs, it was Init Initiative Initiates or something. Something like that. So that was one alliance that I was part of. I was part of some Imperium aligned alliance for a little bit. And then I left Slow. Podlands Are Us, Slow. It was the corporation Matt and I founded together that eventually became Slow. Culture-wise and all that. I wanted to go experience a Dread Bomb. That was something I always wanted to do. Was never in an alliance that could do that. So I went to Circle of Two before that imploded. I think a year. It was either a year or 6 months before all that Gig X drama happened. All that Gig X craziness happened. So, but I was already in my like hiatus for Eve at the time. Because I scratched that itch and I didn't have anything else. So I kind of just went on with life for a little bit. And then I came back around 2021. I had different things that I did in Eve here and there. I came back for little bouts, but I never stayed for long. And then I came back during the 20th anniversary event. And I've been back ever since. Found new meaning with Slow. Let's actually keep an eye on our health this time. Well, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, that was not going to work out. And then sometime later, I joined and we became instant friends. That we did, Loki. That we did. That we did. Ooh. Tech 2 rig BPC. That's nice. Let's see if we can do better. Not off to a good start. Let's see if we can do better with this node here. And I am still not doing better. Do. There's the core. So how is everyone doing? Trying to think of what other stories to share. Man, I need to slow down a little bit. Maybe a lot of it. There's the core. Gonna put that on there. That on there. There we go. 9 mil. The best part of slow is a Lynn story. Loki, were you still here when I told the ARC story yesterday? Or was that around the time your computer crashed because of how awesome the story was? What's the most expensive ship you've ever seen in that I've ever been in? Someone let me sit in their necks. Someone let me sit in their necks. So I stole a Vendetta blueprint from one of my old characters and built a Vendetta, one of 6 at the time that existed in the... Wow. That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, someone in Circle of 2 let me sit in their necks. That's probably the most expensive ship that I've sat in. Of course, inflation has made it even more expensive, but it was 20 bill? 30 bill back then? Not the 100 bill that it is now. So to answer that question, that's probably the most expensive ship that I've sat in. And he actually let me go do combat sites with it. And this was shortly after Citadels were introduced, so it was all in a Keep Star. So he let me sit in it. Took a lot of trust to just let me have it. Just sit in it. It was great. I saw how low my health was that time. Remembers to the pancake of 1 bill I sat in and was like, this is expensive. That's not expensive. It took 6 months to get the material to build it, but that's a faction Nyx. Yep. I built my first Nidhogger. And of course, probably my luck. As soon as I said that ship name, the stream glitched and it made it sound like something completely different. Nid. Before I stopped playing, I had about 4 or 5 Titans. I have 2 of every super carrier in the game and a lot more than a handful of small carriers. That is great. Before CCP, they added a whole bunch of planetary material to actually making carriers and capitals. All the capital manufacturing parts just took raw material. So I built my own Mimitar carrier. I'm just gonna not let my list and stutter make it anything else. My first Mimitar carrier I had built, it was actually the first time that I created another character and was multi-boxing mining barges, collecting millions and millions of tritanium in order to get myself enough material to build my own Mimitar carrier, and I did it. Took me quite a bit of time, but I was happy with that. My favorite thing was doing relic sites in a Nyx using bombers. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see. Get my stream manager up. Get that up. And then my YouTube stream manager. Get that up. There we go. To confirm it's really making me do a verification. Oh, what was that stupid password I just made? What was that stupid password I just made? There we go. I have to do every verification thing under the sun. Just to open my stream manager. When I was done with it, it was worth about 530 bill with faction mods. I had like 5 effing oracles mining all the time. Love it. I love when you didn't need to be in a mining barge in order to do any mining. I miss the days where it was perfectly acceptable. Oh, is this a... When the heck is this site? What am I warping to? That's not the site I should be warping to. That's not a data site. I accidentally warped to a combat site. That's not okay. I misread that symbol there. Hello, I said relic sites. The big sites you can get from that mod for the system, it's not a relic site, but I don't know why I said that. The combat sites, the escalation sites, the combat anomalies. Good thing none of the grid at the start. Yeah, seriously. Still got a couple more signatures in this system. Let's see what we can find. So none right there. I need to DM that guy that I made the... I'll find him later. 4 a.m. I'm going to shoot and try and get some sleep. Night, night. You beauty of a man. Sean, you have a wonderful night. Sleep well, my friend. Sup, dude? What are we hunting? We are hunting data and relic sites. As boring as that is, That's, but yeah, that's what we're doing. We're just having a good time, chatting about the eve of old. My wormhole chain is dead, so I just finished some relics myself. Nice. Very nice. How are the relic sites in... Are you doing relic sites in wormholes or in null? Like where one of your chains kind of spat you out at? Nice. I have never been brave enough to do... Why is that being like that? I've never been brave enough to do any data or relic sites in wormholes, simply because I need a completely different fit. I need something that can tank the sleepers. And I've just not figured that out myself, personally. I really do. I really do need to figure it out. Sometime. So yeah, for a future stream, I'm thinking of doing the Sins of New Eden mod, which is the Sins of Solar Empire strategy game, but with an EVE Online mod on top of it. So I'm going to be doing that. So the sites in Wormhole are exactly the same as in Null, actually, just no local. There are data and relic combat sites in Wormholes, but I don't do those. See, I didn't know that. I did not know that. I thought it was always those combat ones. Those combat data relic combinations. So that actually helps out a lot. Ooh. Speaking of sleeper, this might be. It's either going to be a ghost site or a sleeper site. So let's see what we find. Nearly scanned down. I should have enough scan strength to scan it down. What do you guys think? Ghost site or sleeper cache? If you guess sleeper cache, it's a sleeper cache. Let's... How's my dailies going? Alright, so it is a limited sleeper cache. And I'm just... Guys, I'm so silly. I'm so silly. I've been uncloaked in a buzzard in Sigma space the entire time. Anyways, that said, let's go do unlimited cache. I've got a fit in my cargo that lets me do superiors if I need to. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and go through the Strange Rift. A ransacked storage site. Oh wait, I was supposed to... Okay, I gotta go back out. I was supposed to hack that first can. Oops. Oopsie. Let's try that again. I don't know why it let me in there. Now we can hack this. What do you think about starting a new character right now? Honestly, oh, so that means someone must have already been in here if this rift was already there. What do you think about starting a new character? So, it's funny that you mentioned that. I actually just got done with a Eve Iron Man. Where the goal of the Iron Man, I'm actually gonna, while I talk about this really quick, I'm gonna go down and cloak really quick while I talk, just to make extra sure I'm okay. Does this look like someone's been in the site? Kind of messed something up? Anyways, so I'm going to go over to OBS and switch myself over to display capture. Selfless, selfish, self-something, promotion. I just got done with a Eve Iron Man series. So the goal of the series was that my main character, the one I'm on right now, would be locked. Skill queue paused, can't log in, can't go play with my friends until a brand new character, Mainless Mike, completes the Air Career Program. Took me 62 days to do it. Definitely some inefficiencies with that. Now, with an Iron Man character, I'm not allowed to use the player market. I have to build everything myself. So, that was a big challenge. But I learned a lot about Eve through there. And from someone who was experiencing Eve burnout at the time, it was actually really helpful for me getting a new perspective on the game. Let's see. So the unstable plasma chambers are what I need to do. So if you have a character, it doesn't hurt to have it logged in. And have it. But if you want to experience Eve from a new perspective, definitely, I don't think it's a bad thing starting a new account. Or starting a new character. Just see it through fresh eyes. Yeah. Alright. What you guys don't see over on the other side is I have a guide. So I'm going to be using that to guide me through, because it has been a while since I've done a limited sleeper cache. Alright, so upon warping to the signature, alright, so we did that. If desired, 6 depots. These are containers that require relic analyzer and hacking. They contain all the valuables of the site. Yeah, I don't have access to my old characters. They were, for a lack of better word, stolen from me. I'm sorry, man. But I neglected them for a long time, and when I asked for the characters back from a gentleman that... I'm guessing you're typing another message. I'll wait. But I'm sorry your account was stolen, man. That's not fun. I would not know what to do if my character was stolen. So yeah, I think definitely starting a new character is not a bad idea. I think it's worth it, especially having gone through recently myself. From the perspective of an Iron Man. Now, my difficulty was scaled way up since I had no access to the player market. I couldn't buy, sell, trade with other players. I was allowed to buy blueprints since those came from NPCs. But I had to go mine all the materials. I had to go rat and salvage different stuff. If I wanted a fit, I had to go buy the blueprints and put it together. So that elevated the challenge. Obviously, someone who has access to the player market is not going to be as limited. They're going to be able to get going a lot faster than I did. Definitely check out the Mainless Mike Iron Man run. Again, shameless self-promotion. I enjoyed it. From a burnout perspective, it helped me get back into loving the game again. So yeah. Let's see. Remote pressure temporarily removes the hazardous cloud from the wreck. Did I put probably well over 10,000 hours into both of the characters? My alts, I had like 7 characters. They were just royal pilots and did a lot of training. Yeah, I'm sorry those are gone, man. Remote control pressure unit. So that's this can here. I think I'm safe to... Hey! Fable. I think I pronounced that correctly. Fable, thank you for the follow. I'm going to go ahead and hack this container. That cuts into your skilling through, like, if you want to come back to have a comeback character and you have to skill mining skills. Yep. Yeah. Again, I'm sorry you lost your characters, man. Like I said, I wouldn't know what to do if someone stole Lynn. Let's try and be careful with this. Keyword try. I have a feeling the core is right up here. There it is. Let's go ahead and capture that. So Fable, thank you for the follow. An empty can. You'll love to see it. All right, so let's do the pressure gauge. So there's going to be, so that's for taking care of this here. The dented storage. And then we got to rush over here. We get how much time? Two to 3 minutes. So if we successfully hack this container, this remote pressure control, we'll be able to run over here, hack this can. So let's get ourselves ready and let's hack it. All right. There's the core. All right, so we have 2 minutes to get this can. Ooh, don't bounce too far away. There we go. 16 mil. And I'm going to burn up. Away from the gas cloud. We're going to go... Ooh, let's avoid that gas cloud there. Let's be extra cautious. Oh, I wonder if I should have gone for this mangled. That looks like it's pretty close to the death cloud. Anyways, we'll figure that out. We have like 21 seconds worth of like alive time. All right, 60 seconds until pressure over here. 60 seconds until pressure station environment becomes hazardous again. Cool. All right, so we took care of that one. There's the core. Let's see what we get out of here. 89,000 ISK. Love it. Let's see. So these plasma chambers are basically mines. Do. So let's angle up. Kind of keeping an eye on this. Keep at least 7 kilometers away. Preferably 10. You mad, bro? I'm a troll. Is it true slow going to deploy and move to Mimitar Faction War? I don't know about move, but we definitely we're definitely deploying down there. We're having a fun time already. We're trying to flip that northeastern pocket. Best viewers on streamboo.com remove. Well, I don't know what you're doing, but that does not look. Where is that? Did my bot already take care of it? Oh, that's my YouTube. Here's my Twitch. There we go. All right, hold on. We got a bot or something. Unforeseen suitcase. How do I get my bot to ban? Because that just screams sketchy. Cloudbot, do your job. Can I do ban unforeseen suitcase HR? No? Streamlabs, do your thing. Come on. All right. Commands. Sorry, friends. I'm trying to get this guy removed. /ban. There we go. Thank you. There we go. Thank you, Fable. I'm normally a YouTube streamer, so I'm trying to branch out. All right, now that that unforeseen chaos is done. Not even chaos, really. Yeah. It's annoying. And the sad part is people do click them, and honestly, I feel responsible. Sometimes. It's like, yeah, don't click those. But yeah. I feel responsible if they're on there. Annoying because it pops up first time. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, sweet. And then it's like, oh. Like I had one guy on earlier. He wanted me to add him on Discord. I'm like, well, how about you join the slow Discord? And then you can find me there and just send me a DM. Why do I need to reach out and DM you? So yeah. Ooh, I love data hacking sites like this because I get to just go wild. Just click. And there's the core. I've shut down the defense grid. There we go. Easy core. I am going to go up and around. I'm going to turn on my micro warp drive. Up and around to get to this mangled, and then we'll get to this dented. Actually, just in case, we're gonna go in and hack this one first. I haven't read if that disables it forever. Does it? Yeah, it's disabled. It's disabled. Replacement first time chatter. Thank you for the follow, Stream Cyrix. You are a very welcome replacement first time chatter. Oh, I know what this means. It's nearby. There it is. There we go. 14 mil polarized rocket launcher. Very nice. Now we're gonna go take care of this last one. How are you, Cyrix? Gonna mute myself while my dogs bark at nothing. All right, they seem to be done barking. And hi from NZ. Hello! Oh, I hate these. Let's see. I'm gonna use that. There it is. Limited sleeper cache. Cleaned out. Very good. We've got 2 more signatures. We got 2 more signatures in the system to go check out. So what I am gonna do is I am gonna put up my be right back screen. Just gonna go use the restroom really quick. And okay, cool. Yep, so we are just going to be right back. I am gonna leave the music going. Don't worry. And we are back. We are back. Let's see if we can bring the barking dogs up on stream. Cinder! Here she comes. Hi, Cinder. What up? Come on. You can do it. There we go. This one's Cinder. Hi. She's a cutie. He acts like she's 5 dogs built into a small frame. And now the other dog is going to get jealous and want up. Oh, Amber. Hi there. This one's a sweetie, but gets jealous really easily. You're kind of disappearing into the green screen. Let's get you down here. There we go. They're good girls. This one's Amber. The other dog is Cinder. Let's scan the rest of the sites in this system now. Let's get back to work. Let's get back to it. Ooh, and we have another relic site. Let's see what we have here. Also, one of my friends, thoughts it's for solo PvP. One of my alliance mates put this in. $348 DPS, that's a little light. That's a lot light for... Sorry, we are pausing real quick to critique a fit. They're losing a lot to fitting skills because of that. And the cloak. Let's say they want to keep the cloak. Let's upgrade him to an arbalist. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Some Arbalest. He doesn't need inertial stabilizers. Drone damage amp, maybe. He definitely needs a damage control. And then you don't need an omnidirectional. And you really don't need that. So let's just triple the missile launcher upgrades. And then we can double up on, oh, we can't do that. Let's meta these. He wants to do a little bit of the drone and the missile, so we'll help him out with that. That gets him a little bit more DPS, more survivability. He really doesn't need the cap booster, because he'll just turn off his micro warp drive afterwards. So we can fit him up. With a web. Not the best fit, but with what I'm working with here, it's not bad. This would be better. Abandon the idea of combat scanning. You won't be able to scan down people fast enough and warp to them fast enough in that. Make a difference. This helps better catch and hold, adds more DPS, and you don't need to worry about cap stability, because once you're on the target, turn your MWD off. Also helps to reduce incoming damage. Swap the heavy drones for, these are heavy drones, right? No, these are mediums. Swap 2 of the medium drones for a flight of warrior 2s. So you can kill frigates that try and catch you. There we go. Application for heavy missiles is not great. Hams can get around 23. Yeah, that's true. This is the improved fit. Again, he wanted to really try and be a combat scanner, and that's just not going to work. So let's actually switch him to that ham fit. Heavy assault. And he has plenty of room for that. We'll do Kildari Navy Scourge. There we go. Easy fix. So overall, it's not a bad idea. He just needed to abandon the idea of combat scanning, because I don't think the Gnosis gets a bonus to combat scanning. Oh, it does. It does. Not meaningfully enough. Really, he needs to get into like an assault frigate, because he's still not really going to catch anything at 4.2 AUs a second. Anyways, we're finally going to get onto this. Finally going to get onto this relic site that we scanned. I know you guys can't see the chat that I'm having because it's in Alliance chat and it's behind the annoying little OPSEC screen. Would help if I decloaked. Oh, there's the core. Let me give him my Jaguar fit. Let's see if we can get him into an assault frigate. Some rage. Yeah, that'll do him nice. What about a wolf? Do I have a wolf fit? Yeah. Which one is nicer? Are they both basically the same? This one's higher DPS. We'll get him into that. I think that'll help him better than trying to be in a Gnosis. Oh, come on. There's the core. Yeah, so I gave him a wolf and a jag fit. Try to push him into that. Because he was not aware that a frigate could get 300 DPS. Let's get back to this. Here we go. Just building this guy's confidence up. Oh, where is this core? Speaking of core. By the way, I don't cherry pick. If you haven't gotten that in the last 3 hours, I don't cherry pick. It honestly all adds up in the end. And there's the core. $21 mil. So how are you all today? Are you all having a good evening, I hope? And there's the core. I am just a laser pointer. I don't know why my frames are being so weird. Every time I move my mouse, it's weird. It gets funky. Gotta be more smooth with my movements. I don't know if it's just because I'm streaming or whatever. Probably is. Let's scan down this last site. And then we finally move on to a different solar system. And it's a combat site. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do we... Actually, how far away are we from home? We're 32 jumps. Systems I've visited. I've been everywhere. Nearly everywhere. Except 1DQ. I've not been to 1DQ. Where is that? It's up here somewhere. Right here. I've not been to 1DQ. In the 13, almost 14 years of playing EVE, I've never been to 1DQ. And now the goons are gone. So, we either filament again, or we start making our way back home, scanning stuff as we go. Let's see, average ships, average pilots in space. Well, it's mostly a quiet path home. "32 jumps. What do you guys think? Filament into a random area? Or make our way home? Slowly, the 32 jump way. Got about an hour left of the stream. Yeah, 32 isn't bad. Yeah, let's make our way home. Make our way home, scan stuff along the way. Unless Supreme Chicken sees that I'm on the route towards where he's at, and he's like, yeah, 32 ain't bad. Come this way. Lots of signatures in here as well. Let's see what we can find. Ooh, most of them are right here. I'm working on the Sisters of Eve so I can join Min Mill. Nice! I am also in Min Mill. You're gonna join Slow in liberating parts of faction warfare space? We're currently working on clearing this pocket up here. That's the plan. Get them out of our backyard. Nice. I'm gonna hack some other... Not hack. I'm gonna scan... You're gonna see some pro multitasking. We're gonna get this scan going. Scan that site while we hack this can. Time to speed run. So where are you at in the Sisters of Eve arc? Halfway through, just started, almost done. Nice. Are you kind of just going through the missions, or are you paying attention to the story at the same time? Oh, you've done it like 10 times. Nice. Yeah, I've done it like 3. Oh, this one might be another sleeper or ghost site. Riskbreaker over in Alliance chat. We're working on those standings to join Mimitar. Ooh, that scan did not like that. Ooh, I like that. Where is that node? Right there. On to the next can while we scan this. What do you guys think that is? A sleeper cache, a wormhole, or a ghost site? What do you think this can... that... You think it's a wormhole? Okay, nothing over in that area. Ooh, I need to repair. There's the core. So you think it is a wormhole. I am gonna not influence results. So Supreme Chicken thinks it's a wormhole. Could either be a wormhole, a sleeper cache, or a ghost site. Oh, all right. So that narrows it down. It is either a ghost site or a sleeper cache. Let's get another scan going. Oh, we still have one more scan to identify it. And there's the core. All right, let's find out what this site is. It's either a ghost site or a sleeper cache. And it is a very difficult to scan down normal data site. So that was disappointing for everyone involved. Oh, I hate when I do that. We are off to the next site. And that is all the sites that are in here, so we're going to go ahead and pull that in. Any changes or suggestions to this fit? I don't think so. I think this is a pretty solid. Scary. Let's see. Ooh, I love seeing hacking sites like this. Just get to go all the way down. And there's the core. Love it. Sorry about that. People are asking all about PvP fits. Oh, there's the core. Let's keep going. There's the core. I don't need to MWD between these cans. Not these ones in particular. Ah, got a little too cocky with that one. Oh, my favorite thing to see. Clearing all of that up. Watch it be somewhere down here. I need to be careful. Ooh, there. Yes. Alright, so it's got to be like right here. And that was the worst thing to grab. I don't think, yeah. Oh well. On to the next site. Excuse me. Whooping to me. Ooh. I think what we're gonna do, since we got 40 minutes left on the stream, what we are going to do is we're going to clean out this site, and then we are going to make our way home. I think that's the plan. Yeah, that's the plan. There's the core. You're doing pretty good. We've got 200. We got about 200 mil in this trip. And that's with distractions and banning bots, making SKINR, all that fun stuff. Overall, a pretty fun stream. At least as I'm streaming it. It's pretty fun. I hope it was a nice stream for you all too. I say was like we're ending in 5 minutes. We've still got a half hour. Of course, it might be less than that with the way that I'm completing these sites. There's the core. Skill book that I don't need. This one's going to be a little bit of a bit of a slog to get into this field. And now that I'm here, and there's the core right there. All right, so let's go find some health or a shield. I'll take the shield. There we go. Very nice. I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of you for coming and joining the stream, even if it was for just a little bit. And for those of you sticking around, I really appreciate you. There's the core. Oh, I'm actually out of cargo space. Oh, the humanity. What can I drop? Definitely all the carbon. What can I drop? Definitely all of these. That is a lot of cargo space for 4,000 ISK. Where is this core? Well, that hurt. Got a nice little shield. And there's the core. Found it this time. Now we just need to find the core. There's the core. Boom. All that for a 0 ISK can. Love it. There we go. We have what we have. 227 mil. Remember, 8 mil of that is what we brought in, so 219 mil. 219 mil, and we can go ahead and start making our way home. I think it'll take us about the rest of the stream to get home. So now we get to see, where can I do a poll? Where can I do a poll? That's over in Streamlabs. Do a poll on whether I live or die. We're going to let that run for about 5 minutes. And start that poll. Am I going to make it home or not? You decide. If you're over on the YouTube side, just say yes or no. If you're over on the Twitch side, you can actually vote. So we randomly filamented. From Omist to Catch. We spent a good little bit of time doing some data and relic sites and exploration over there. And we're close enough that we're just going to make our way home, and we've only got about another half hour left on the stream. So yeah. Good music, good company, good people. And hopefully good content. But yeah, if anyone is interested in faction warfare, want to get in on it with me, definitely Minmatar faction warfare. Because that's what we're doing. We're going to be working to reverse this map. Minmatar barely has any space up here. We're going to work on reversing that. We're going to take all this space back for the Minmatar. And I can't stream it because copyright. Actually, no. Can I? Let me look. I can't remember if this particular song is allowed to be monetized or not. Yeah, this one's not monetized. Not eligible to be monetizable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a link in Twitch and YouTube. It is a little trailer that I put together to hype up the Mimitar deployment for slow. So I posted that over in Twitch and YouTube. It's a minute long kind of hype trailer. Nothing super crazy. But yeah. And I really have to figure out why the... Can I just make the chats not disappear? Yeah, that easy. Oh my gosh. We were struggling at the start of the stream, like, why are the chats disappearing? There, we've got the chats back. UALX. I know that system. And it disappeared again. What? Ah, and here come the Gilas. They see me come in system and they run. Alright, so looks like the answer is yes. We are predicted to make it the rest of the way. Ooh. That's a lot of people. Of course, UALX. At first I'm like, you know, I could probably skip this particular song. It's not quite as chill enough. Then I see this. So that was boss music playing before seeing the boss. We've got all of this somewhere. Somewhere near here. There they are. Hi, friends. Bye, friends. All right. Making our way downtown. Here we go. Let's start looking at who do we raid out to. Let's start looking at who we can raid out to. And this would just be for our friends over on Twitch. And chat is gone again. Okay, I have to fix that. I do not know why it's disappearing. When I literally told it not to disappear. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to need to debug that for next stream. But yeah, let's start thinking about who we are going to stream out to. My Rift just pinged me about you. Slow down. Hi there. Don't worry. I'm just in a buzzard. Please don't lay any traps for me. I am peaceful. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Right on. Just making my way downtown. Space is getting a lot more populated over here. More populated means more chance for me to go pop. Let's see who is doing stuff. In the Eve streaming. We could stream out to Ghosty Gaming. He's been streaming for almost 4 hours. Do. I did intend to raid Shad Squatch last night, but me being big silly, I just ended the stream last night instead of raiding out the Twitch followers. And I'm like, no, I feel so bad. So I'm going to be very careful to stop the YouTube stream and then raid out the Twitch stream. Yeah, I felt real bad about that. And I do need to update my tags on Twitch. They're a little all over the place. So that's 2 things I need to do before next stream, which is Wednesday. Same time, 0100 Eve time. Wednesday. I did update my Twitch streaming schedule. It is 0100 Eve time to 0500 Eve time. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So if any of you want to hang out and you're free in those times, that's when you can catch me. Yeah, let me look at my tags. Yeah, my tags are funny. Or as some people would say, funky. So I will definitely fix that for next stream. Yeah, we are coming right up on that time. And before anyone drops a little early, again, the Twitch people, please hang out until we do the raid out, just so we can make another streamer's day. Thank you all for being here. And if any of the YouTube watchers want to participate in the raid out, you just gotta, I don't think you need a Twitch account, but you just need to be over on the Twitch stream to be part of the raid out. But yeah, overall, thank you all for a wonderful stream. I've enjoyed chatting with each of you. And for one of you, making a skin for you. For those of you who don't know, earlier in the stream, we went and put this skin together for someone. It's a little hard to see because of my OPSEC stuff, but we put this skin together for someone, and they are very happy about it. Ooh, my warp speed is faster in this system. So I am going 11.2 AU a second in this system. Yeah, I don't know why my game is lagging every time I like really move around my mouse. I'm gonna have to see if that's just part of me streaming. Just gotta be slow and deliberate with my mouse movements. Slime Monkey, thank you for the raid. We are actually almost done with our stream. So we're gonna be raiding Shad, what's his name? What's his name? I just had that name. We're going to be raiding Shad Squatch here in a minute. Ever used a pacifier? Those can get up to 19 AU warp speed. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I remember the leopards. Those can get up to 30. Especially with an ascension pod. So yeah, Slime. Slim. You're not Slime. Slim. Slim Monkey. Wow, brain. We're gonna be raiding out here in just a minute. Like once I cross these next 9 jumps, and then we're gonna go raid Shad Squatch. Well, I appreciate the raid. I appreciate the raid. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Very nearly home. And of course, the incidents are always going to happen right when you're almost home. So what did I get up to tonight? Mostly just exploration. When we first started the stream, I was designing some skins for one of my friends. He wanted a hawk skin in a similar design to a design that I've made for him before, so we made this for him. So it's in the oven right now. And then let me just make sure I can get over there. So we made this for him. He wasn't on the stream. I just knew what he wanted and rolled with it. And then for one of the chat members, we made a Keldari Navy inspired prospect skin for him. So we've got, that's how we started the stream, and then we went and did some exploration. Found a sleeper site. Succeeded a sleeper site. Talked a little bit about different ways to use Evermarks. Good stuff. Good stuff. It was a good night. It was a good night. I'm trying to build that stream consistency. So, it was good. Lots of good conversations with everyone today too. So, and then stream schedule is Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 0100 to 0500 Eve time. Yeah, I need to learn how to do the skin things. I got Curse Sequencer from the Opportunity thing, but have no idea how they work. So those are basically the materials that make up the actual skin. You can think of it like the material needed for it. So if I look at this skin here, and if I were to go create the design, and why is it, oh, if I click on this, helps if I click the right thing. Edit design, there we go. Finalize, so it takes Plex to make, but depending on how complex you make the skin, I'm gonna go ahead and jump through that. Depending on how complex you make the skin, determines the amount of curve sequencer, alignment sequencers, and different things that you need in order to make the skin outside of just the Plex cost. So that's what these are for. These are basically pennies. No, unfortunately, it's not just Plex. You do need to buy the material for the actual like color scheme. Typically, unless it's like a super rare pattern or color, they're not that expensive. Each of these are like 3 mil. So for this particular skin, it was just like 9 mil, and then the Plex to make. Now keep in mind, I don't mess with the Paragon store, the little Paragon hub, where people sell them for ISK or Plex. What I do is I'm a little bit more of a curator. So I create skins one-on-one with people. And then after doing that, they pay me outside of the system. And it's just I charge them the Plex, and then a 15% margin that they can pay with ISK. I give them flexible options on how to actually pay for it to try and make it as accessible as possible. And then I just put it up on the Paragon Hub, specifically targeted in the exclusive listings for them for 1 ISK. So that way neither of us have to pay weird taxes. Because it's already bad enough that CCP makes us use Plex for these. But yeah. So talked a little bit about the SKINR system. And then did some relic and data sites and got a decent 200 mil haul. A lot of blue loot. A lot of good rigs, like 109 mil in intact armor plates. That's pretty nice. Yeah. So I've had a pretty good night. Pretty good night. Good people. And we have made it home right around that 4-hour mark. Now, I'm not going to do what I did last night. Slim, I think you just missed when I said this. Last night, I was intending to raid out, but instead, in OBS, I just stopped the stream. And I'm like, oh no! So I intended to raid out, but I accidentally just ended the stream for a bunch of people. So it was funny and sad. I raid and then forget to stop my stream. Yeah. I'm probably going to make that mistake more than a few times. And then I'm going to think the stream's done and I'm going to make cutesy baby talk to my dogs. Right on. Well, this is where we are. Everyone in the Twitch chat, hang out for just a second. We're going to raid out. And we are going to raid out this time. I'm not just going to kill the stream like I did last night. And 13 hours later, it's still going. Let's go ahead and take a look at our haul before we do anything. Make sure I leave the modules that I need in here. And the probes. And we just have more than enough needle jacks for future stream adventures. I'm going to drag all this into our salvage and loot container. We're up to 1.2 bill. Not bad at all before accounting for the storyline and Tech 2 BPC costs. Pretty good haul. Pretty good haul. All right, everyone. I am going to raid out. So I am going to stop the YouTube stream. Bye, YouTube stream. Have a good night.